Have you ever felt stuck in the middle as a mom? Stuck in the middle of your son's transition as he is earnestly trying to go from boyhood to manhood? Let me give you a quick example. So the other morning, I was getting ready for work and my son was getting ready for school. And I attempted to say something to him. I think I was going to remind him to not forget something or what have you. And before I can even get the words fully out my mouth, he stops me mid-sentence. I know, Mom. I know what you're going to say. I got it. I got it. Okay, I got it. I didn't say anything else. And I'm looking at the table, at the notebook that he is about to forget. I'm looking on the other side of the room at something else that I'm pretty sure he's going to forget that too. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you don't got it. You don't have it at all. But what more was there for me to say in that moment? Probably nothing that he would hear. And so I just let him figure it out. And that is where we are as moms sometimes, in the middle of this journey. But today we're going to unpack 3 things that boys need to transition from boyhood to manhood. Over time in America, a lot has changed. I'm fortunate enough to be in the middle where I can remember generational living, where you had your grandmother nearby, you had your aunts and uncles nearby, and then you had your nuclear family that was close to everybody else. And now the dynamics of America doesn't look like that. So a lot of people don't live anywhere near their grandparents, and they may not have a cousin or an uncle or auntie anywhere nearby for miles. And so most times it's just our nuclear family. And so what that has done over time is taken away how boys learn how to be a man, because in many generations they learn by watching. They watch their father work, they watch their uncles fix things, they watch their grandfather protect the house and have responsibility. And that is how manhood was modeled to past generations. And today, it's no longer like that because we live in separate places. And so what has happened with all of the messaging that we have in different places is manhood has been boiled down to a lecture instead of modeled behavior. Now, don't get me wrong. So some of this messaging that has transformed over the years, some of it's really good. And we appreciate some of the new things that have come out in the last 30, 40 years. But some of it creates a confusing environment for our son to figure out how to transition from boyhood to manhood. Because information is literally at our fingertips, all of this messaging, which is often at polar opposites, is confusing. On one side, we have messaging that shames masculinity. On the other side, we have messaging that glorifies unhealthy masculinity. And then on another side, we have messaging that doesn't define it at all. And so it leaves our boys in a very confused state. And when they don't have clear messaging and they don't have a clear definition of their role, it doesn't make them better. It only makes them more uncertain. Uncertainty can look like anger. It can look like withdrawal. It can look like passivity. It can look like overcompensation. And when you are seeing these things in your son, it is a clear signal that he is trying to figure out what his new role is, what that looks like, and he needs guidance. At a deeper level, most boys are searching for 3 things. The first one is responsibility. They're looking for something to carry. They're looking for purpose. The second one is respect, which is earned through effort and growth. And the third thing that they're looking for is recognition. They're looking for somebody to acknowledge that they are making an effort and they're moving forward in this journey. Without these 3 things, boys tend to stay in an extended adolescence. Extended adolescence is that almost grown young man, maybe between 19 and 22, who is still playing video games, still at home, not contributing to the house on any level, meaning not financially, not physical labor such as cutting the grass or cooking dinner or things of that nature. And he's just having a good time, but there's not a lot expected or required of him. Extended adolescence. So in order to prevent this, in order to help launch our boys from boyhood to manhood, we have to intentionally and consciously raise the bar. And that is what a rite of passage does. A rite of passage clearly says to your son, you are no longer a young boy, you are becoming a young man. Here's what that looks like, and I will guide you into it. And this simple message, this simple shift matters more than most people realize. Tell me in the chat, what ways can you raise the bar for your son this week? I look forward to reading every comment. Check out the resources in the description. There, in my DIY Rite of Passage ebook, you will learn specifically, step by step, how to give your son responsibility, respect, and recognition. And what you will discover in this process is that it's not about perfection, it's only about intention. I'm Yolandria Tisdale, and we are discussing the journey from boyhood to manhood. Until next time, like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.